The Fall of the Monarchy, 1646 to 1651, Part 2. From the Second Civil War to Cromwell's rise and Charles I's execution. The year was 1646. King Charles I had surrendered, but the peace that followed was nothing more than a fragile illusion. Across the three kingdoms, old loyalties still burned. Armies remained armed. Religious divisions deepened, and the king, even in captivity, refused to accept defeat. In the shadows, Charles began new negotiations, made new promises, and prepared for a conflict far more desperate than the first. What followed would tear Britain apart once again, leading to the Second Civil War, the trial of a king, the birth of a republic, and ultimately, the execution of the monarch himself. This is the final collapse of royal power. Welcome to Part 2, the Fall of the Monarchy, Second and Third Civil Wars, to Cromwell, 1646 to 1651. A peace built on lies. Charles I's defeat in 1646 did not break his resolve. It sharpened it. Even as a prisoner, he refused every demand of Parliament. He secretly negotiated with Irish Confederates, Scottish Presbyterians, English Royalists. He promised each of them different things: religious concessions, political power, military aid. These double deals ignited outrage across England. By 1648, anti-Parliament uprisings broke out in Kent, Wales, Essex, Scotland. A storm was gathering again, and this time it would be far more personal, darker, and final. The king strikes back. The Second Civil War, 1648. The Second Civil War was less organized, but far more emotional. Three major fronts erupted. 1. Royalist risings in England. Small uprisings attempted to restore the king, but Parliament's new model army crushed them quickly. 2. Rebellion in Wales. Colonel Houghton defeated Welsh royalists in a brutal campaign. 3. The Scottish invasion. The Scots, convinced by Charles's secret promises, sent an army into England. Their advance triggered the most decisive battle of the entire war. Battle of Preston, 1648. Oliver Cromwell led the new model army in a lightning strike, outmanoeuvring and annihilating the Scottish royalist forces in heavy rain. This was the moment the monarchy's fate was sealed. After Preston, there was no path left for Charles I but the courtroom. A king on trial, the court no monarch expected. For the first time in European history, a reigning king was placed on trial by his own subjects. In January 1649, Charles I entered Westminster Hall, surrounded by soldiers. He refused to recognize the court's authority. He defended the monarchy. He claimed divine right. But the verdict was inevitable. The new model army had decided the nation's future. Charles I was sentenced to death. The death of a monarch, January 30th, 1649. On a freezing winter morning, Charles was led onto a scaffold outside Whitehall Palace. He wore two shirts to prevent shivering. He didn't want the crowd to mistake cold for fear. He forgave his enemies. He prayed quietly, and with a single stroke of the axe, the monarchy fell. A groan echoed through the crowd, as the executioner held up the king's severed head. England was now a republic. England without a king. The Commonwealth begins 1649. After the execution, England entered a political experiment. Monarchy abolished. House of Lords dissolved. England ruled by Parliament and the army. But unity did not last long. Scotland crowned Charles II. Ireland resisted English control. Europe watched in shock. Cromwell now had to fight wars on two fronts. To secure the new republic, Cromwell unleashed Dunbar II, Worcester, 1649-1651. Ireland Campaign 1649. Cromwell landed in Ireland with a massive army. His assaults on Drogheda and Wexford became infamous. Swift, brutal, decisive. Battle of Dunbar, 1650. In Scotland, Cromwell faced a larger army, but using brilliant tactics, he crushed the Scots in a dawn attack at Dunbar. This victory opened the road to Edinburgh. Battle of Worcester, 1651. Charles II attempted one last desperate invasion of England. Cromwell trapped him at Worcester in a devastating final battle. The Royalist army was destroyed. Charles II fled across fields, hiding in barns and oak trees, before escaping to France. By 1651, the monarchy had fallen. The king was dead. His son was in exile. England was a republic, but peace did not last. The Commonwealth was fragile. Divisions deepened. And soon, the nation would face another transformation. This is not the end. Part 3 coming next. The rise and fall of the English Republic. Cromwell to the Restoration, 1651 to 1660.
Subscribe, like, share. Thanks for watching.